Okay. Can you see my screen? Okay, great. Let's start.
So most people's problems, I think, when it comes to the fitness space in particular, is that we train like we're experts, even though what we want is an amateur behavior. Right? We go to the gym and we have the mentality that we need a trainer and fitness programs, and we need to no pain, no gain, and it's got to hurt or it doesn't work. I've written on this article you alluded to called "Why Fitness Apps Make You Fat." Because what we find is that when you take that mindset in the expert quadrant of, I've got to figure out, the expert quadrant is all about figuring out your mistakes, and it's got to be in some way painful in a way, or you're not going to get better. What that means is that people are doing exercise that they hate, which means it's not going to be sustainable. Not only that, we know that when you suffer at something, there's this phenomenon called moral licensing. That when we feel like we've sacrificed in one area of our lives, it's like squeezing on a balloon, right? When we feel like we're being good in one area of our lives, we cheat in other areas of our life, right? I squeeze on this end of the balloon, the other area, and we've seen this phenomenon occur time and time again because there's this effect of moral licensing. If we're good in one area, we're allowed to be bad in other areas. So how does this play out in the fitness world? Well, I just, sweated it out on the treadmill for 30 minutes, and it was so difficult, and I did it. I persevered, and it was so hard for me. I didn't enjoy a second of it. I deserve a Jamba Juice with 60 grams of sugar and 600 calories. Even though I only burned 300 calories on the treadmill, I deserve a reward. And unfortunately, when bringing it back to the technology industry, a lot of fitness apps today only look at that side of the equation. They're only about getting your step counts because they're using the expert mode as opposed to the amateur mode. So what I've utilized in my life is using a technique I call progressive extremism. Progressive extremism. And the idea is that the problem with diets, and the reason that diets make us fat, is that they train our brains to anticipate scarcity. And of course, what you're doing when you train the brain to do something is that you're heightening the awareness. You're making us, these diets train us to expect, okay, I'm suffering today, but as soon as this diet ends and I can fit into my wedding dress, or the graduation ceremony comes, or here's my goal by the end of the year, I'm gonna, be at this weight. As soon as I free myself from that diet, and that's the problem. So instead of saying, a diet that has this time-based endpoint, what I advocate for is progressive extremism. So pick something that you want to stop eating, in this case, if food is is the behavior we're trying to change. And the criteria is pick something that you can give up without too much trouble.
See what it said? And if you want to keep fit, what you need to do? We should not eat. What did it say? That if you want to we want to lose your weight, Okay, let's continue.
But you can give it up for the rest of your life. Why would I want to do something temporarily and then go back to eating the way I used to eat? That doesn't make any sense. Of course I'm going to gain the weight. I want to make a permanent change. And so I started out with the first thing that I excised from my life was candy corn. And so I just cut them out and say, I'm never eating candy corn ever again. And then what happened? And I kept track. I kept track of everything I gave up. And then maybe like a week or two later, I'd assess and say, hey, that wasn't so hard. What else could I give up? And then I would give up another thing and another thing. Then I think the thing I gave up was no sugary drinks in the house. Okay, I could have sugary drinks outside the house, no sugary drinks in the house ever again for the rest of my life. It's a rule. Progressive extremism. So I went up this chart, kind of more and more and more things that I was giving up, until I gave up, just last June, I gave up refined sugars completely. It's just not something I do. Now, people have no trouble saying, oh, candy corn, easy, that's great. But then you say, okay, I'm going to give up all refined sugars, and people say, oh, that's not so cool anymore. But of course, that's the natural progression. What you're doing here is you're using this phenomenon of self-image. That when you talked about self-image earlier, and how we can actually utilize how we see ourselves to boost our willpower. There's been a lot of studies that show that when people identify a behavior that they do or don't do as part of who they are, it becomes much easier to resist. For example, if you're a vegetarian, you're not constantly asking yourself, should I eat the meat, or should I have some beer, or should I have some pork, right? Like, that's not a debate you're having on a constant basis. You just don't do that because that's who you are. That's just what I do. If I'm a vegetarian, I just don't eat meat. It's no longer a debate of should I, can I, is it okay? I just don't, right? Whereas many dieters, they think to themselves, well, should I not, should I have the cake? And what they're doing is expending this willpower resource that over time, there's a lot of evidence that shows becomes depleted and it becomes very hard. It's this constant struggle. But by doing this progressive extremism and saying, look, that's just one thing I just don't eat, and taking it slowly. I mean, this has to take years to scale up. You're constantly excising things from your life, from your diet, but for the rest of your life. And it's using that same principle of, this is just who I am. I just don't eat those things. So that's the shift, is changing your mindset of this is something I just don't do versus something I can't do. Which, can't means maybe it's flexible versus something I just do not do.
Okay, what did he say? We should what? Okay. Break your bell. Please read it on. Okay, from when? Okay, great. Now let's do speed reading. Let's speed read. Okay, I believe you can do it. Don't worry. You can do it. What speed do you want? 0.5, 0.75? Okay, just try. No worries for that. Are you ready? Okay, let's start the speed read. Okay. Okay. Very good. Continue. Okay. Very good. Okay, next. Yes, no pain, no gain. Everything should have an input-output, right? Okay, very good. Expert quadrant. Expert quadrant. Very good. Doing great. Continue. Keep it up. Yeah, some people are doing exercises. Sometimes we don't like to do exercises, right? Yes, because it's painful afterwards. Okay, continue. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. Moral licensing. Great. Fitness world. Okay. Well done. Mm-hmm. Good, good. Continue. Okay. Technology. Technology industry. Very good. Hmm. Give it up. Progressive extremism. Progressive extremism. Very good. One more time. Okay, great. Well done. Continue. Okay. Very good. Mm-hmm. Yes. Alright, very good. He is advocating for? Okay, progressive extremism. Mm, very good. Yes. Very good. Continue. Sugary drinks. Okay. Good. Expanding. Very good. Expanding. Very good. Mm. Mm-hmm. Yay! Okay, you did it! You finished it so well! Read this one? Okay, good. Yes! Did you have any experience to keep fit? Mm-hmm, good. Did you succeed or not? No problem, son. Yeah, there were times that we will not succeed first and then... Ah, you succeed! Very good. How many kilograms did you lose? And how did you get... Oh, wow. How did you get it? Did you get it? What did you do? Wow, what did you achieve it? Okay, great. Yes, in my experience also. Yeah, in my experience, I also experience I also experienced this um, how to keep fit. At first, it did not succeed well, and the next, yes. So I realized that I really need to change my eating healthy habit, especially in our house. Yes, when I cook, there's no salt. Yes, no sugary drinks, no soft drinks, and that from 55 kilograms, my weight goes down to 50 kilograms. Yes, eating habit is really important. And exercise too. Yes, and exercise too, of course, yes. No pain, no gain. Why do we need to go to the gym? Why? Okay, this one?
Mentality that we need a trainer and fit. Go to the gym and we have the mentality that
Okay, we go to the
we
gym and
need
sometimes we need, yes, we have that mentality that we need, that I need a trainer, I need a fitness program, right?
A trainer and fitness program.
Yeah, fitness programs. Just like this time. The student, just like now, for students, the teachers are the trainer, and then the course is your program. Okay. Okay, continue.
And we need to no pain, no gain, and
Yes. No pain, no gain. And most of the people also doing exercises, sometimes they don't like it. Did you like doing exercise? No? Sometimes, yeah, also me. I don't like doing exercise because after that one, you will feel pain at your back, at your shoulder, right? What about you? You experience that too? Yes, we suffer something, right? Very good. Yes, yes, yes. And sometimes also we think that if we will, uh, yes. Okay, okay, very good. So what are the steps that we need to, yes, what are the 2 points that we need to do? Hmm? Okay. Okay, I'll show you this.
calories on the treadmill, I deserve a reward.
Yes, sometimes we have this thinking that we deserve a reward after everything, after doing the exercise, after doing all the diet. I need to, then the tendency is we cheat. We cheat on our food. We eat or drink sugary. Yes, very good. Yeah, which is not good. Yes, which is not good for our, because we are cheating on our food. We're cheating on our diet fitness challenge, right? Okay, let's continue.
And unfortunately, when bringing it back to the technology industry, a lot of fitness apps today only look at that side of the equation. They're only about getting your step counts because they're using the expert mode as opposed to the amateur mode. So what I've utilized in my life is using a technique I call progressive extremism.
Okay, what is that technique that he is using? Very good, the progressive extremism.
Progressive extremism. And the idea is that the problem with diets and the reason that diets make us fat is that they train our brains to anticipate scarcity. And of course, what you're doing when you train the brain to do something is that you're heightening the awareness. You're making us, these diets train us to expect, okay, I'm suffering today, but as soon as this diet ends and I can fit into my wedding dress, or the graduation ceremony comes, or here's my goal by the end of the year, I'm gonna be at this weight. As soon as I free myself from that diet, and that's the problem. So
yes, that's the problem, right? That after all the pain, and sometimes we're thinking that, yeah, I deserve a reward, I have to eat. Yes, so we did cheat on our diet fitness.
instead of saying, a diet that has this time-based.
Okay, what is important there is a diet should have a, very good, read that, time-based endpoint. We need to have time-based endpoint, like the period of the time is very important. Yes, that, for example, in classes, okay, you need to finish this in 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Yes, we need to set the time. It's super important. The deadline. Yes. So we have to set 2 points here. First, we need to have target. For example, after 3 months, I will lose 5 kg or 5 kilograms after 3 months. And then second, you will have the time-based endpoint. Yes, your target is to lose 5 kilograms. And what is your time base there? Yes, the 3 months. Very good. We need that.
Endpoint. What I advocate for is progressive extremism. So pick something that you want to stop eating.
Okay, this is the idea of progressive extremism, that we need to pick something that we know we want to stop eating in this case, okay? We have to pick something that we can give up without so
Okay, so
much
if food is
trouble.
is the behavior we're trying to change. And the criteria is pick something that you can give up without too much trouble.
Yes, pick something that you can give up without too much trouble. Just like him. In his experience, he little by little give up on sugary drinks, right? So in my experience also, I need to change yes, no sugar, no salt, no soft drinks at all. Okay, very good. So, yes, great. So did you understand now? Okay, so what do we need? What are those 4 steps to break on our bad habit? We have to, yes, we have to have a target. One is to set a target. Then second, very good. We have to stop something. You will decide no sugar drinks. I have to stop that little by little. Very good. Next, third one. Very good. You have to pick up something. You have to pick up something that you know you want to stop eating. You have to pick up something that you can give up without so much trouble. Okay, good. And the last one, you need to have a, yes, time-based endpoint. And then, when you follow all of these 4 steps from 1, set a target, 2, stop something, 3, pick something, and 4, you will have a time-based endpoint, then you will succeed. Okay? Yay, very good. That's all for today. So see you tomorrow. Have a nice day. Okay, bye-bye.